Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brooke Logan pushed Ridge Forrester to stop demonizing her son, but he couldn't believe she was defending Hope Logan and Carter Walton after their treason. Ridge felt that Brooke should be defending him rather and went on a rant about the way Hope manipulated men. Brooke dissented, so Ridge wondered if Hope was just an empty slut also. Brooke was repulsed over Ridge using slut to describe her son since he knew that word cut deeply for her. When Brooke asked if Ridge studied of her that way too, he denied it. At one point, Brooke admitted she understood Hope and Carter's perspective on some position since the Logans' benefactions had been disrespected for times. Still, Ridge didn't see it that and eventually claimed he couldn't stay on the same property as Hope. Since Brooke refused to protest Hope and Beth Spencer out of the cabin, Ridge said he'd leave rather and took off. Brooke pounded her fist in frustration and cried as she tried to wrap her head around everything just played out. At the Precipice house, Taylor Hayes was floored over Carter actually filing the LLC paperwork and taking over the company with Hope's help. Steffi Forrester talked to Taylor about the whole fire before Ridge showed up with updates on how he walked out on Brooke. Taylor was surprised over that news and heard Steffi invite Ridge to stay there with them. Once Steffi pulled Ridge into a warm grasp, Taylor came over to make it a group clinch. Meanwhile, Remy Price continued making libelous deep fake snaps of Electra Forrester. Although Remy was sorry to have to do this again, he refused to let LA change Electra and couldn't lose her to Will Spencer. Remy also flashed back to supporting Electra over the first round of deepfake prints, so he recalled hugging her and promising he wasn't going anywhere. At Forrester Creations, Will and Electra set about that Carter and Hope were in charge now. Electra got consolation that the jewelry line was a pivotal part of Carter's plan, so Electra and Ivy Forrester could stay on board. Will was thrilled to hear about Hope's line being reinstated, but Electra admitted she felt a little weird about all this since Steffi had always been so nice to her. Down in the salon latterly, Electra bothered that she'd hurt Remy's passions before. Will played down that idea and got Electra to concentrate on him rather, so they participated a kiss. Prognostications allude that the near Will and Electra get, the further chaos Remy will beget for them both. Remy is about to blow up Electra's world each over again, so stay tuned. Will Spencer will head to Il Giardino and deliver a trouble to Remy Price. Remy will dissemble innocence and act surprised over Will allowing he's going to mess effects up for Electra Forrester. Still, you're gone not answer to me, Will pledges Remy. If you do. Electra with Ivy Forrester, Katie Logan and Brooke Logan, where Electra reacts to the news she's being fired and questions why. Of course, this must be the result of Remy's rearmost deep fake print scheme, so he'll surely make some swells for Electra in the coming occurrences. Latterly, Brooke will release a stunning videotape advertisement that reveals she's stepping into her old position as CEO. Steffi Forrester, Ridge Forrester, Eric Forrester, and Taylor Hayes will all reply with shock as they watch Brooke go public with important updates. Ridge can also be seen in the exercise clip leaning in for a kiss with Taylor, and he can putatively be heard declaring that she was right each on. Toward the end of the promo videotape, Brooke shows up looking for Ridge outside the door and insists she needs to talk to him, so we've no doubt that she'll walk in on a veritably passionate scene between Ridge and Taylor. It sounds like Brooke may come up with some plan to take the CEO seat back with the thing of undoing Hope Logan and Carter Walton's damage. Maybe Brooke will move Carter and hope that there'll be lower counter-reaction from their buyers and target requests if a familiar face takes center stage. Still, that could be another reason Brooke insists on drastic action, if Electra's reproach affects Forrester. In reality, Brooke may have a more complicated plot that's supposed to end with Ridge and Steffi getting their own power restored. Perhaps that's what Brooke will want to speak with Ridge about, only to find him hooking up with Taylor and throwing their relationship down. Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan are surely dealing with some major issues in their relationship. Plenitude of suckers are starting to suspect that this bridge may come tumbling down, so let's look at what Torsten K. had to say about the whole situation in an interview with television bigwig. For starters, Kay addressed the fact that Ridge has been affronting Hope Logan, which Brooke easily isn't happy about. Still, Kay suggested that Ridge smelling around Taylor Hayes again may be what pushes Brooke to her breaking point. Brooke's part was written veritably well in this. She stood by her man indeed after he disrespected her son, and also she stood by her man until she couldn't, and I do suppose that Taylor has a lot to do with that, Kay said. Brooke hasn't ditched Ridge yet, but that clearly makes it sound like she'll soon. All that talk about Brooke standing by her man until she couldn't presently points to further Taylor trouble that pushes Brooke too far. As for what the future holds for Ridge and Taylor, Kay surely sees the eventuality for them to get back together. The B&B star admitted UC ain't supposed too far ahead as an actor, but he suggested Taylor and Ridge's reunion is a real possibility. Of course, Kay also conceded that there's a lot of love between Brooke and Ridge, but that's not the problem. After Kay addressed Ridge feeling betrayed by Brooke on some position, he played up Taylor as a far less complicated option. And there's this other woman who's always honest with him, who doesn't have kiddies with his family and is pater. And perhaps she was always the right choice, Kay said. Do you agree with Torsten Kay about Taylor being the better choice for Ridge? Should love bloom between Taylor and Ridge formally again? Some messy romantic drama is in the workshop, so we'll bring you further story prognostications and updates on any bifurcation news along the way. Remy Price has decided that Los Angeles isn't the place for Electra Forrester. Since Remy feels like LA is fake and superficial, he's eager to get Electra far down from there, and far down from Will Spencer. Effects didn't go well when Remy tried to visit Electra at Forrester Creations, so now he's colluding with deepfake prints again. Since Electra was lowered enough to leave city the last time this happened, Remy must be hoping she'll abandon Los Angeles coming. Remy also mentioned that it used to be their dream to go to New York. You can go that Remy's counting on playing his cards right and making that dream come true. The plan could boomerang if Will Spencer helps Electra put the mystification pieces together and realize Remy is the one who's targeting her. It's actually crazy that Electra doesn't find Remy's compulsive jest and unforeseen LA move suspicious by now. Of course, it's possible Remy might move Electra to go with him willingly if she continues to trust him for reasons no bone can explain. It's also possible Remy will kidnap Electra and flee with her as a last report. When all differently fails, Remy may abduct Electra and shoot Will into fear mode. Maybe Remy could make it look like Electra left city of her own volition, but Will might suspect that's not the case. It's easy to imagine Ivy Forrester agreeing with Will and potentially growing relatively suspicious of Remy, too. Will might eventually seek Bill Spencer's help searching for Electra and Remy, so this could protest off an instigative new chapter of the story. There might be a New York adventure, complete with new sets and plenitude of hot drama. On the other hand, Remy might have to extemporize and hold Electra hostage in Los Angeles after all. T wouldn't be ideal since Remy doesn't like LA, but he might decide it'd be better to make it look like Electra left by herself. That way, Remy could keep Electra locked up as his enough little pet nearly and pretend he's just as upset as Will if the bobbies start smelling around. Remy will go to axes, so stick with us for further prognostications on what he'll do to Electra and updates on any hijacking news that might be brewing.